Welcome back everyone to Learning by Teaching. Today we're in statics and we're going to be solving problem 1.5. And it says, represent each of the following as a number between 0.1 and 1,000 using an appropriate prefix. And we got problem A, B, and C. Okay, so how we're going to do that? Well, we're going to do this very similarly as our problem 1.3 and 1.2, where we're going to be using this table of prefixes in order to find out what's the best exponential form and the prefix for that exponential form for these numbers in order to get a number between 0.1 and 1,000. Okay, so let's just start with problem A. So with problem A, they're giving us 45,320 kilonewtons. And well, what basically we want to do is, hey, we have this big number and we would like to have it approximately as like maybe 45.32, right? But how can we do that? Well, in order to get there, well, what we can do is saying, hey, if I convert this 45,320 right, and then we take out this kilonewton and we just leave it in newtons. Again, kilo, that means 10 to the third. So we have times 10 to the third. Then we have newtons. Now, if I want to leave it at 45, I have to move my decimal point 3 times in here. So that means that if I write this as 45.32, I need to add another times 10 to the third. And don't forget that we had initially a 10 times 10 to the third in here. So this second times 10 to the third came because we're moving the decimal point 3 times. 1, 2, 3. That's why it's times 10 to the third. Now, if we simplify this, this becomes 45.32 times 10 to the 6. Basically, this guy adds up with this guy, and we have the same base, okay? So now that we have this 45.32 times 10 to the 6, we can go ahead and use our table and find out that, hey, look at that. Times 10 to the 6 means a mega and the symbol is capital M. So what we can do is write it as 45.32 mega newtons. And just like that, we found out the answer for problem A. We're going to do something similar with problem B. What do we have? Well, we have 568 times 10 to the 5th power millimeters. Okay, so what I'm going to do is change those millimeters into our exponential form. So we got times 10 to the 5, and the millimeters according to my table is times 10 to the negative 3, and my units become meters. Again, we need to add 5 plus minus 3. That will give me basically in here these two become times 10 to the positive 2. Now in the table is usually 3, 6, and 9, either positives or negatives, and that's how we do it. So what I'm going to do is still a decimal point in order to make this times 10 to the positive 3. We're gonna add 1 decimal point more, so we end up with 56.8 times 10 to the positive 3 meters. And now that we have something more in the form that we want, the number between 0.1 and 1,000, and also an exponential form that we can convert, then we proceed ahead and we say, hey, this is the same as 56.8 kilometers. And just like that, we found out the solution for our problem B. Finally, for our problem C, our last problem, we got 0.000, oops, I added 1 0 more than necessary, 563 milligrams. I'm going to do something similar. Now, I want to move my decimal point on here. So we end up with a 5.63. 5.63 times 10 to the negative, we're gonna do negative 1, 2, 3. So times 10 to the negative 3. And the other thing we're gonna do is take these millimeters, well, they're milli, that means that this milli is times 10 to the negative 3. So again, another times 10 to the negative 3 grams. Okay, so these two become times 10 to the negative 6. And if we look into our table, that's the micro. So we end up having 5.63 micrograms. And just like that, we found out the solution for our problem C. Thank you guys for watching. Please push the like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.